Hello everyone, welcome to another video. So in this video I am going to show you how you can write a Appium mobile automation test case with a single dependency of mine. So I have created this AppiumTestNG framework package to avoid writing lengthy pom.xml dependencies in your framework. So first of all, what you need to do is just copy this dependency from Maven Central repository. I will pin the URL in the description, and then we'll go to our any editor and create a new project. I will write a sample Appium mobile project, create it, and the first thing we need to do is in pom.xml we need to add the copied dependency here, and that's it. And we will now head back to the steps which you need to follow. So this is my GitHub page where I have written a step-by-step process to start writing your test case. So first step is creating a page class. We'll be creating a page class extending the base page. So this base page is nothing but it is coming from the imported dependency which we just did. So inside src test java, first of all we will create a package. So this package name is nothing but your own module or your own project or company name, you can mention it. So for example, I will just mention like your project, and inside your project we will be creating pages package, and then we will create a sample page, for example. And as I mentioned, so this page should be extending our inbuilt base page, and then we need to have the constructor of this sample page. So let's public sample page, and this sample page, it will take parameter as the configuration manager. So that configuration manager is nothing but it is from the dependency which we just imported. So that is the name, class name is context manager, and we will be passing that context manager object to the constructor of the parent class base page using the super keyword. And that's it, our page class setup is ready. Now we can start writing the page elements and its relevant function. So for now I will just copy the sample which we have right now, and that's it. So here you can see like two things like Android find by and iOS XUI find by. So these two are the test annotations from TestNG, by which we can run test case either on Android or on iOS, which will denote the same elements. Okay, so now our sample page is ready, and next we will be creating the base test. So base test is the utility class which we need to create in our framework. So here also we will be extending the imported package base manager, and to do that one we will be creating one package like utilities, and inside utilities we'll be creating a base test, and we'll be extending the base manager. So this base test will take care of all the TestNG lifecycle starting from before suit to after suit, and then the data handling using data provider. So all those things will be taken care by this base test. What we need to do is just copy paste the same TestNG lifecycle as it is, which will subsequently call the base manager's methods. And that's it. There is a conflict of import, I just import it, that's it. So our base page is done, base test is done, and next we will be creating a test case. So like in our project we'll create a new package named as test cases, and let's write a sample test. So now the sample test will extend the base test which we just have created. And here we'll be having our test annotation, and let's have the description, and finally the method name. I'll just write a sample test method maybe, and that's it. And our test case is ready now over here. So there is one sample where we can have the data provider and the steps, like just now the page class which we have created, and then calling those page class methods over here. So let's do that over here as well. We will call our sample page, and inside this sample page constructor we need to pass a context manager, as we have written the constructor, right, the context manager. So we will get the driver context and we'll pass it to the page class, and after that one sample page, the object, and the method which we wrote. And here it is required like two parameters, username and password. Let's call that username and password from the test data, the test data Excel file. So I will mention username, password, and that's it. So you can have any number of data from the test data Excel, and you can pass it to your required function. So for example, I just wrote for login with username and password. That's it. So our test case is ready. So let's move ahead to next step. So next step is creating the test data file. So we need to create a test data file at this location, src test resources, and then test data folder, and the top level package. So this top level package is nothing but the project name which we have given over here, and then the test data Excel name should be testdata.xls. So let's just create it. Resources folder created, and then inside it we'll be creating a folder called as test data, and then the top level package name. So in our case it is your project, and inside that we'll be creating our Excel file. So I have saved the test data in the required folder, and let me tell you, like the first column, this should be the method name which we have mentioned here. So this is the test method name. We need to place it in the first column, and then the subsequent data whatever is needed, so accordingly we can mention in the subsequent columns. So that's it. So based on the method name, the data will be fetched, like first value it will be getting assigned to the first variable, and the second value would be assigned to the second variable. So that's it. Our test data Excel is created, and let's just close the Excel. Yes, save it. Okay, now as we have already created the test data file, now let's try to run the test case and see if it runs or not. And so it failed, and in the console it is saying that there is no config.properties found. So the config.properties is nothing but a configuration file where we are providing details like on which platform we wanted to run, whether it's Android or iOS, and what are its device name, and on which app we wanted to run, and if we wanted to run on browser stack or lambda test, so those details we need to provide. So all these driver creation related configuration we are mentioning it in config.properties. So that's why this error has been thrown. So we need to create the config.properties in src test resources. So same as we have already created the src test resources, so we will create a new file named as config.properties, and we will just copy the details which has been shown in the error log. Okay, So here it is mentioned that driver name, so driver name can be Android, iOS, browser stack Android, browser stack iOS, or lambda test ones. So let's first do it for Android platform. So we need to provide all the device name, platform version, we need to provide it. So for now I will just copy a sample which I am already having. Okay, that's done. Okay, now let's see, we will try to run our test case. And by the way, I have my Android device connected as well. So it is saying, so test case has not started, mobile driver has been created, but here you can see cannot inject this one with class this and this. So that means there is some issue with the method and method name and the Excel which we have created. So let's fix that. So I will open the Excel. Test method looks good. Okay, so the problem was we didn't call the data provider over here, that's why the test failed. So we need to call the data provider. So let's call the data provider, and the data provider name was, you can check it from utilities, that is like get test data, the data provider name. So I'll mention that same over here. Now let's see if it runs. I will just be on the login page. Okay, so it failed again, and it is saying that failed to find element with this one. So basically there has been some changes that has happened in UI. So this username field is no longer identified with this XPath. Okay, so I have opened the Android apps Appium inspector, and I can see the element has been changed into the resource ID as a unique identifier. So let's change that one. So in Android username field, content description is no longer working, so we'll use contains resource ID, and in similar way we will do it for password field. And same way for login button. So it is, yeah, we can, or okay, so we are good here. Let's run the test again. So you can see the login username and password has been typed and the test case completed. So with the package what we have used in our pom.xml, so this logging what the actual driver is doing, so all those details we can see it in the console log as well. And along with that we can see one test report folder also get generated, and over here we can see this HTML file. Let's see, we'll open in our browser and see how it looks like. So here it is. So that's all. In the similar way you can inspect the iOS application and create your own test case, own page class, and run the test case. Yeah, thank you all for taking a look on this video. See you in the next video.